This video is made possible by donations to the United States Lighthouse Society from people like you. Okay, so I'm talking with Guin here and her mom, Heather, and we're going to be talking to Christian Sudduth. Uh, where are you guys? Are you like inside a closet or something like that?
Yeah, we're inside our closet because we got a new puppy like last week, and it's really loud and whiny if it doesn't get the attention it wants. So we're in a closet.
I've seen a picture. The puppy is so cute. It's unbelievable how cute it is.
Yeah, we
So
named
it's
her after Tybee Island Lighthouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tybee's one of our favorites.
yeah,
So we just named her Tybee.
perfect. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys. So Gwen, anytime you want to go ahead and start, go ahead.
Do you prefer
Hello,
to be Chris or Christian?
Christian. But you can
Um,
call me Chris, whatever you prefer, but I prefer Christian.
to start with, how old were you whenever you started to get into the like building Legos? Like it doesn't have to be lighthouses, but whenever you first started to get into Legos and everything.
I think I got my first Lego set as a child when I was maybe 4 or 5 years old. Um, I've kind of taken breaks here and there, like in high school and college, where I really didn't build a whole lot, but it's kind of been, no pun intended, a part of my life that's never really gone away. And I've been fortunate enough to incorporate into my professional life and what I do now and put it on display in my store. So children just like you and your parents, just like your mom, can come in there and see it and appreciate it when they come and visit Hilton Head Island in South Carolina.
We're there about once a year, so we'll have to come next time.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Um, which one's your favorite lighthouse that you've made?
That's a really tough question. I would say probably the one that I probably spent the most time making changes and perfecting was probably the Cape Hatteras one. When I was about your age, my mom and dad took my sister and I to the Outer Banks in North Carolina all the time for our summer vacation. And that's when I first got introduced to the beach, and that's when I got hooked on the beach. And that's also when I saw my first lighthouse, and that was the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. I wasn't fortunate enough at the time to go up in it until I was an adult, but it's always something that's been on my radar, that I've always been attracted to knowing more about it. It's definitely been probably one of my favorite builds, but really, in truth, I enjoy building all of them.
Cape Hatteras and Ocracoke were Gwen's first lighthouses too.
Um, how long does it take you to make them?
I think I started working on these last year, and I've been perfecting them ever since. So when I build them, I'm not computer literate. I have no knowledge or background in computer aided design. I'm not an engineer. I'm not even an artist. So like if you wanted me to make you a birdhouse, I can't even make a birdhouse, but I can make something out of Legos. So these are just trial and error. It's basically me taking them apart, putting them back together, getting them to the point where I'm happy with how they look, and then I'll leave them alone.
I have a question for you, Christian.
Yes,
Can you
sir.
make a birdhouse out of Legos?
I probably could, yeah. Yeah. But if you wanted me to make it out of conventional wood or something like that, no, I'd be lost. I'd be worthless on that.
Yeah, me too, but I can't build anything out of Legos either. So anyway. Yeah.
Why did you start making the lighthouses?
Well, as I was alluding to when I was younger, it's something that I've always been fond of, beach and lighthouses. They kind of go hand in hand. This really wasn't the first lighthouse that I made. I wish I had it with me, but I made a miniature one of the Harbortown one where I live. And then I'll have to send a picture to Jeremy later on. But I've actually made a mosaic that's a flat board that's on the wall. It's a black and white image of the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse, and that's been in my store for about 10 years now.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like I just kind of got onto a kick where I wanted to start making them. I think I really got into it when I saw something on YouTube from about 25 years ago when they moved the Hatteras Lighthouse. And
Mhm.
I was just fascinated with all the the aspects that went into moving that structure and saving and preserving it. It was just something that really got my interest, and I really wanted to try to figure out, like, well, I kind of want a lighthouse of my own, so why not build it?
Do you make the Legos with a friend?
No, I'm a one-man show. All these things I have made and designed and built on my own.
What are some things that you've made other than lighthouses?
So in my store, I probably have close to 600 things that I have made.
Wow.
Not all of them are my design. Some of them are things that I have followed and seen from other people around the world on social media that have made and created I really liked. And I thought, well, I need to have something like that in my store for people to see, to understand and appreciate it. Because to me, Lego is really art. And art is all about appreciation. It's all about how you look at it. If someone sees a painting and they say, "Oh, well, that's wonderful. That's one of a kind. That's fabulous. That's groundbreaking." And then other people are like, "Well, it's a painting. It's no big deal."
Yeah.
But the other things that I have made that are really neat, and I'll have to send them to you. They're actually kinetic structures. They move. I have a dolphin that swims. I have a sea turtle that swims. There's a gentleman that I follow in Canada. He sent me directions to build something where it's a man cutting grass, and the grass is actually cutting with the lawnmower. I made a sign that changes from open to close, and it really is kind of like a brain warp when you watch it because you're like, well, how's that work? How's it do that? So
That's
there's
what I
all
thought
sorts of things I have in my store.
when I saw the sea turtle on your Facebook. I was like, how does he do that?
Is there,
Well, with the lighthouses, it's the same thing. It's all trial and error. Either I see something else that's out there that someone else has made, or there's another figure of some kind that's either made out of wood or plastic or whatever. And I say, well, if they can make that, I can somehow duplicate that and make that out of Legos. There has to be a way.
Mm, that's cool.
is there somewhere that people can see lighthouses or creations other than Facebook?
Yes. So all the ones I have behind me, I will have on display in my store. I'm kind of in the process of doing some remodeling right now because unfortunately last year during the busiest week of the year for me, I had a flood in my store. I had a pipe break and I had about 6 inches of water everywhere inside. And it really is an eye-opening experience because the first thing that really got my attention was when my neighbor who alerted me about it called me at 3 in the morning and said, "There's water coming out your door." And I said, "Oh, well, when
Wow.
anyone calls you at 3 in the morning, it's never anything good. Like if someone has a baby, they don't call you at 3 in the morning and say, "We've had a baby." There's nothing good that happens at
Yeah.
3 a.m. with a phone call. So I've been in the process now of finally putting my shop back together and getting my walls back and painting them. So these things will be on display this summer.
If I could ask a question, you've been talking about your store, and I'm not sure we've established what the store is other than displaying your Lego creations. Tell us about what your store is.
So my store is called Sno Cones by Chris. It's primarily a shaved ice shop that you can go into. I have up to, I think, 38 flavors now. Yeah, 38 flavors that they're all homemade. There's all sorts of assortment sizes, but really what makes my store unique from other places that people have been and experienced, it's a Lego museum. All the things that I have made, that I have built, they're in display cases on the walls. It's the decor. So it really is kind of a draw that brings kids in there to see this stuff and look at it. And who doesn't like a dessert that's full of sugar?
Especially on
What a
vacation.
great What a great combination. I was in Hilton Head 2 years ago. I wish I knew about it then. Next time.
There will be a next time. Yeah.
Yeah, we have family that's near Hilton Head in Bluffton.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's right over the bridge.
Yeah, so we usually stay with her and we'll take a day and go to Savannah, sometimes go to Charleston. Kayla.
Oh.
But then we usually spend most of our time on Hilton Head, so we'll have to come next time.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that you say that Tybee is your favorite lake because when you stand on the South Beach area of Hilton Head, you can see the light from Tybee.
Really?
Yeah, so if it's clear and it's not hazy, you can see it
Really? Yeah,
without binoculars. Yes.
Tybee is one of my favorites. So I didn't know that. I'll have to look next time. We usually get there about once a year too. So
Okay.
let's try to find it next time. Okay, go ahead, baby. Sorry.
Notice the hoodie I'm wearing, by the way. Can you see
Yes,
that?
sir.
And mine is this. It's Tybee and
I was
Cox.
going to say you have Cockspur on there.
It's yeah, and they're on the back. It's from the Crab Shack.
Yes.
That's where it is. And then Gwen she wore your
I was going to say you have all those on your
the
shirt
Outer
right
Banks.
back
Yeah,
here, so that's
we
neat.
tried to dress accordingly. So
Yeah.
oh, and my lighthouse earrings. But okay.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, with your
Cool.
questions. Go ahead.
Are the Lego creations able for purchase?
Yes. So I'm actually in the process now of miniaturizing these things. And you'll appreciate this. So I'm making scaled down versions, and this is actually the Tybee light.
Yeah, that's so
So
cool, and it lights up. That's
it
awesome.
lights up, and then I bought a shadow box just recently that has all the other ones that are smaller in there.
Yeah, that's all of them on your shirt.
I was like,
Well, no,
That's great.
Coke's not in there, but that's really cool. Do you do like custom creation ones?
Yes, so I've made many custom creations for people. Generally, it's mosaics, just because those are the easiest things to ship and send to people.
Yeah.
And usually, when people come on vacation, they only have limited space and whatever their
Yeah.
suitcase is or car that they came in. So usually, when these people buy things or want things, it's a case they see it, they think in advance, well, that would be a great birthday present or Christmas present. I got to get that, and then they'll ask me and then we'll, haggle it out and try to figure out what exactly they want. But I have made some three-dimensional things for people, but usually it's a mosaic, yes.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I try to I have a china cabinet with a figure of the lighthouses that I've seen in it.
you've seen too many.
And I can't find, it's called Newport News Middle Ground Light. Do you know that one, Jeremy?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'm going to be down that way, but I'm not sure if I'm going to see it pretty soon.
I've
But
seen it.
yeah.
And it's unique. It's, it's just freestanding in the water, but I can't find a replica of it anywhere.
Hmm.
I haven't been able to find one anywhere.
Well, you might have to commission one.
That's what I would.
But yeah, nobody's making, the Harbor Lights company that used to make them is long out of business, and
Yeah.
nobody's really making lighthouse replicas in any kind
I
of,
know I might have to commission to make me
except for
one.
you, Christian. I think you're the only
Sure.
one at this point. Yeah.
I'll have to send you some pictures. You can send me some quotes. Okay, go ahead, baby. What's your next question?
Well, one other thing I'll say, and when you can continue with the questioning. So the hardest thing for me to figure out how to make these look realistic was, and Jeremy will say this, most lighthouses have that conical shape, where they're wide at the base and they get really narrow at the top at the parapet. Well, for me to figure out how to do that on Legos, that was a challenge. And to make it look realistic, because even like the smaller ones that you've seen, it almost has that same perfect shape to it. So that was the hardest part to figure out how to do that. And the way that they're made is basically there's rings that these things are made out of. And as you go up, it's like one stud, which is the Lego term of like, length of how they are. It gets smaller by one stud each. So that way you get to something that is equivalent to the size that would be right underneath where the lantern room would be.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's awesome.
Last but not least, how much do the lighthouses cost, or other creations cost?
Like to create and also to purchase.
Yeah.
All Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. It'd be a case where it'd be like a case by case basis where I would have to look at see how many pieces it is. Um, Labor wise, now that I have the general shape and look of what they're going to look like, it's not really going to be labor intensive to recreate them. It's just a case of me ordering the pieces and putting it together. So the pieces that I use, you can do one of two things. You can buy them from sets. It's not really cost effective to do that, or you can buy pieces individually, which is what I try to do. And there's websites on the internet where you can do that.
Oh, okay. Do you
But
have any?
generally, I try to keep it within an economical range. Usually, those mosaics, they're a few $100, but this would probably be considerably less than that.
Thank you for letting me interview today. I hope you had fun. I know I did.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye.
All right, have a
Take
good
care.
weekend.
Bye,
Bye,
guys. You
you too.
too.